How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we work together to raise our vibration, lift our perspective, and build a positive mindset. My name is Henry, and in this episode, we're going to talk about how to find your positive purpose. If you are feeling lost, unmotivated, or just don't know what to do with your life, this is going to be the episode for you, because we're going to talk about how to discover what you're meant to do and then live a life full of positive purpose that you're excited to do. But before we get started, we're going to take a few moments to slow down, zero in. We're going to take some deep, healing, meditative breaths to help us align on the frequency that we want in our lives. So you can pick a word. It can be love, joy, happiness, abundance, whatever frequency you want. And we're going to take a deep breath in. And as you're breathing in, you're going to say that word over and over and over again. Really charge yourself up with that energy. And then as you're holding your breath, visualize yourself doing something in that frequency. And then once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. We're going to do another deep breath. This one is about alignment, about getting ourselves in receiving mode so that we can receive the message that we need to hear today to get us in that positive perspective. So just imagine that you are surrounded by the most healing, uplifting energy that's meant specifically for you. It could have a certain color, a certain taste, a certain smell, however you imagine it. And when you breathe it in, it's going to charge you up. It's going to break down the negativity, the blocks, the weight, everything that's just been holding you back. And then once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. Let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. And out. So this is one of the things that we find ourselves really thinking about. What are we supposed to do? What's our path in life? Is it to have a certain job? Is it to be a certain person? Is it to look a certain way? Those are things that I believe that we can do, but what we must do is solve the things that are the most difficult for us. Your life is already alerting you to what you need to do, whatever is hardest for you. If you are struggling with anxiety, if you are struggling with depression, if you are struggling with motivation, like whatever thing you're struggling with, that is the indicator of where you need to look to heal. When you go down that path of self-improvement, of learning about yourself, resolving the issues, giving them forgiveness and love and healing, and then growing through them, you raise your frequency. And then once you've raised your frequency, you are able to give that person away. There is nothing more fulfilling than giving what you worked the hardest to earn. And there's stages to this. When you're limited, when you're going through the process and you're working away, trying to heal a certain thing, trying to work through a certain trauma or a certain difficulty within you, and you try to give at that point, it can be difficult because you haven't fully hit that abundant energy. But when you truly do, when you become at peace, no matter what is going on, for whatever is most difficult for you, the feeling you'll get at that point is endless power to give, support, and uplift in what it is that has made you stronger. It's not about having a certain career. You may want to know what to do in your career. This will take you there. Your energy, as you raise it, will be attracted to where it needs to go. Energy is always moving. It's always happening. It's like the action behind the scenes. And as you raise yours, your perspective changes. So you won't see your situation as you see it now. You will see it as the healed version of you. And when you can see your situation from the healed version of you, you have a different understanding of what you can and get to do next. That doesn't mean you can't make $1 million. Doesn't mean you can't make $1 billion. It doesn't mean that you can't just live in an RV and travel the world. Whatever it is to you, you will find it. But we must heal what is most difficult for us. Energy is all there really is. Your material experience, your job, your family, the money you make, all of that stuff will disappear. It'll go back to the dirt where it came from. But the energy will continue. The energy is here to grow. So think to yourself, what are you struggling with? Is it your family? Are you having a tough time within your family, no matter what it is? That's your sign to where you need to look. Imagine finding if someone came to you that had healed what was most hardest for them, and it was the same thing that you're struggling with now, and they were the example of how to get past it, and you could learn from that person. How much value would you have for that individual? It's endless. You are meant to become. That is the stage that you are at. I've said this multiple times, but if you are listening to this podcast, if you are reading self-help books, if you are looking to make a change, you are in motion. You are no longer in the stage you were in before, even if you're struggling with the things that are difficult. If you're tuning into the Positive Mindset podcast right now, but feeling extremely negative, you're still a step ahead. If you're feeling down, if you're in hurt, pain, sorrow, all of those lower energies that we don't want to be in, you're still a step ahead because your perspective is starting to shift. I'm going to use an example of something that I've been working on as I try to become this version of me that I want to give to the world. If you've listened for a little while, I've mentioned diet quite a few times, trying to get back in the shape I used to be in. And for the past 6 months or so, maybe even longer, I have started and stopped the same diet over and over and over. Gain a little bit of weight, lose a little bit of weight. A repetitive cycle of failure on one thing that I'm trying to work on. But you see, I've learned from those mistakes, even though I didn't achieve the results that I was looking for. And for the past few weeks, I have been dialed in and I'm starting to achieve the results. But what shifted is my mindset on the why am I doing it? Of course, I still knew that who I wanted to be and why I was trying to do those things to be healthier. But even more so, every time I'm thinking about what I'm going to partake, like consume within me, I think about, is this what I want to give to the world? And that has given me the strength to stay in alignment with what is good for me. So what's good for you is also going to be what's good for the world when you think on that energy line. When you need to study for school, but you've been struggling, you don't want to do it, you're feeling down, you're feeling anxiety about the test or the world or all these things that are taking you out of your energy, your source that you want to be in. Think about this. Think, okay, at one point in the future, I'm going to give the energy that I'm trying to create right now. Do I want this energy, the energy that didn't do it? Is that what I want to give? Or can I give a little bit more? Can I study a little bit harder? Can I follow this nutrition plan? Can I practice forgiveness? Can I be the version of me that I need at this moment? It won't always be yes. We're going to fail. We're going to have to restart, but it's the process of trying that matters. The more you try at something, like genuinely try, not try to chase the result, but try to be something, the more powerful you become in it. Eventually, on a long enough timeline, you will win. You are changing habits. You are shifting energy. That is no easy task. You don't need to achieve what it is that you want tomorrow. You don't need to achieve it in a year. You just need to be the person that would work and try to raise who they are. That's it. There is no finish line of, okay, once you achieve this, you're a good person. Once you achieve this, you'll be a happier person. Once you achieve this, you'll be worthy of positive energy. It's your perspective that needs changing and going through the trial and error, trying different things, failing, and then constantly reflecting. That's what builds your perspective. And your perspective is really the frequency that your energy is operating at. And I know I've said quite a bit when we're just talking about motivation, talking about trying to be who it is that you can be. But remember, it's all about lifting your perspective. This is a complete experience for you. It doesn't matter how many times it took you to learn the lesson. You'll learn it, and once you do, you'll raise your perspective. You might fail. You might succeed for a little while and then fall off and end up right back where you were. But when you have that power of forgiveness, when you have that perspective of love, you can forgive yourself and think, maybe there's opportunity for me even here. Maybe there's someone that's failed 10 times and now I've failed 10 times. And once I heal this and it's the last time, I can be the one that uplifts them. I can be the one that shows them it's okay to have made these mistakes. Love yourself, Forgive yourself and let's do it this time. I was there. I struggled with this. I struggled with what you're struggling with. That is what it's all about. That will take you on your career. That will take you to the right spouse, the right family, the right experiences, because energy attracts the same energy. Like attracts like. How you raise your energy will dictate where you go. It will show you the right opportunities that feel right, that give you that inner peace when you decide to take them. It will guide you for your career. It will guide you through your lifeline. It won't always be what you thought it would be, but your internal state will always be at peace as you build this up. Again, it's not the external state that truly matters. Be somebody that's impressive. Be somebody that becomes the highest version of whatever it is that you set out to do. Of course, that's what you'll be. But most importantly, be the energy that you need to give to the world, that peaceful energy. Just imagine this world where everyone's walking around with inner peace, love, and forgiveness. It starts with you. It starts with me. So let's work hard and let's raise our vibration so we can be the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode was impactful and gave you a positive perspective on your situation that you can shift to hopefully get some momentum to create some positive energy your way. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link in the description. It will keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram and TikTok down below. I appreciate all the follows there. There's also the Positive Mindset Facebook community. It's one of the top links down there. Go ahead and join. There's some really positive discussions going on, and it's just a great place to connect with people that are going through some of the same things that you might be going through as well. Well, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.